Hi Ed, how are you today?
I'm okay.
My name is Morgan. I'm an occupational therapy student. I'm going to be working with you today, okay? Does that sound all right?
Yep.
Can you tell me your full name and your date of birth?
It is Ed Coons. I was born in December 16th, 1942.
Okay. After reviewing your chart, I noticed that you had a stroke about 6 months ago. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I had a stroke and now I have weakness in my left side.
Okay.
So I can't do as much as I want to anymore, which kind of makes me depressed.
Yeah.
And my wife has to help me a lot, and I don't think she likes that.
Okay. What is difficult for you to do right now?
Right now, I really enjoy spending time with my cat. I love my cat.
Okay.
Piper's his name. He's cool. But I can't feed him very well because I'm unsteady using my cane, and I can't use my left, like I said, very well. So I just drop stuff, especially his food.
Okay.
And so I can't do that. And I like to go on walks, but I get so tired, and it's really hard to go on walks. And you know, I've just been falling lately.
Yeah. Where did you fall? And how long ago was this?
My last fall was not too long ago. It's kind of hard to remember. I would say around like a month ago.
Okay.
I fell in the kitchen feeding my cat actually.
Okay.
I was so focused on trying to get the food that I didn't realize my foot was caught, and then I tripped and fell.
Okay.
I didn't get hurt, but
That's
it's
good.
scary.
Yeah, it is really scary, and that's what we want to try and work on, is decreasing those falls a little bit, okay? Did you lose your balance when you fell, or more of just tripping over your feet?
I think it was a combination.
Okay.
I definitely lost my balance, but the tripping the feet didn't help either.
Okay. What we're going to introduce to you is a tripod cane, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but I think that may help with your balance. Okay? So I'm going to introduce the cane to you. Besides getting around your home and feeding your cat, is there anything else you're having difficulty doing, especially with that left arm and left leg?
You know, I have this thing in my foot. It's I think they call it like an AFO, like an afro. You know?
Yeah.
But it's not an afro. It's like
It's not.
It's like a plastic slip that helps me not drop my foot. But my left side's so weak that I can't really. It's really hard to put on clothes, especially my lower body's a lot weaker. So I need help putting on my shoes, especially. That's really hard.
Okay, is it the act of putting on the shoe or tying your shoe?
Or
both?
Honestly, both. But
Okay.
I can't get my shoe on, so I don't even worry about tying it.
Okay, so trying to put your shoe on over your AFO is difficult.
It is.
Okay.
Usually I just leave my shoes tied.
Okay. When it comes to upper body dressing, you said that's difficult as well. What part of that is difficult? Is it getting the shirt in your arm? Is it buttoning shirts?
I mean, I learned a strategy to like use my good arm to put it through my bad arm first.
That's good.
Now when I'm getting it off, it's harder because I have to use my bad arm to kind of work my good arm out to the end of that. But I mean, I haven't been buttoning for a while because I just don't have the motivation to feel like I can do that.
Do you want to be able to button your shirts?
I mean, if I can, that would be great. I just don't think that I can.
Okay, well, as well as the cane, I want to introduce some other equipment so we can button that shirt, we can take that shirt off, and we can also use some equipment to help put those shoes on easier, because I know you don't want to be walking everywhere barefoot. You want to be able to get out in public and go around your house with shoes on.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to see you do all of these tasks first, and then I'm going to show you how to use it with the equipment, so it's a little bit easier for you. Okay, does that sound all right?
Yeah.
Alrighty, Ed, is it okay if I take some vitals really fast before we get going on all of our assessments?
Yeah.
Okay,
So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take your blood pressure really fast. Have you had your blood pressure taken before?
Yep.
Okay. Do you know if you typically run high or low or in that normal range? Normal is 120 over 80.
Okay, I think I run high as my doctors told me last time.
Does that affect you in any way when you run high?
I don't think so.
Okay. Sometimes that's just normal for people to run higher. Are you on medications?
I am not.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'm gonna have you, we're gonna sit with our legs uncrossed, and I'm gonna have you rest your hand, your right arm, like this on the table. Okay? Okay. And I'm just gonna search for your artery up here. Okay. And I'm gonna roll your sleeve up so I can get that cuff on, okay?
Okay.
And this is gonna be a little tight at first, but it will loosen up, okay? If it gets too uncomfortable or too tight, please let me know. Put these on and then we'll get started, okay?
Okay.
Turn your hand over just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pump it up, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty, I got 130 over 74, which is, looks good, that's normal. Write that down really fast. And then we're gonna go ahead and take your pulse rate and look at your breathing a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Sound good?
Now I'm just gonna take your heart rate and your respiratory rate, so just to see how you're breathing, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and find your radial artery, okay? And that's how I'm gonna check your pulse rate, okay?
Okay.
And I just want you to sit here and relax as much as possible.
max now. So your heart rate, I got 60, and that's normal. Normal range for you should be 60 to 100.
Okay.
And then for your respiratory rate, I got 12, which is also normal. And for normal respiratory rate, it should be 12 to 20. So both of those look great.
Sweet.
The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna check your oxygen, so how much oxygen you're getting in
Okay.
when you're breathing, okay? So if you can just rest your hand flat for me. Just gonna put this on your finger. Perfect. So your heart rate's a little bit higher. Oh, it's going down now. Okay. So we got 68 for your heart rate on that, and then 96 for your oxygen, and we want to make sure that anything is above 90 on that. So both of those look good. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit about the functional mobility we had mentioned earlier, okay? So basically just how you can get around your house and get around the community. Is there anything that is difficult for you right now, getting around your house, or things that you like to do but are struggling with?
With my cane right now, I'm a little unsteady when I'm walking, but I really want to get back to feeding my cat because I really like my cat.
Okay.
My cat likes me.
Okay.
But it's hard because I got to use my right to move, and my left is not very good at picking stuff up, so I drop stuff, and it's frustrating.
Okay. How are you getting to your kitchen to feed your cat?
I just walk using my cane right now.
Okay. And you said you're a little unsteady on that cane?
Yeah, I mean, it's wobbly. It's not very, there's not a lot of support.
Okay. Does it have multiple points, or is it just one single point?
It's just one.
Okay. So, since it's just one single cane, I think I want to introduce this tripod cane, okay? And this is also something that PT has been talking about with you, maybe potentially changing to this instead of the single tip cane, just for a little bit more stability. And evidence just shows that this is going to help you be more independent when performing those IADLs, which is basically feeding your cat and walking around your house.
Okay.
So with this cane, there's a few things that we need to be aware of when we're transitioning to this, okay? So all of these points right here are going to be very important to pay attention to.
Okay.
We don't want to be just on one single point because that's where you're having a loss of balance right now.
Yeah.
We want to make sure all points are on the ground at the same time.
Okay.
Okay? And we want to make sure, I don't know if you can tell with this cane, but there's this side over here is a little farther out than this point. So these 2 points are going to be closer to your body because that's going to be the more stable side. Okay? So we want to have those points facing out. Okay? And we also want to make sure that it's in line with your wrist. So when we stand up, just for easier use, we want to have it in line with that wrist. Okay? And I'll show you how to do that when we stand up.
Okay.
Alrighty? So, does this sound something that would be interesting to you to use?
Yeah, it looks like it might help better.
Perfect. Do you want to take a couple steps with it and see how it goes?
Sure.
Okay, and then we'll go ahead and go feed your cats.
Okay.
Alrighty? So I can see how you do that activity. Okay? So this is going to go on your right side. It's always going to be on your strong side because we want to be able to put all that weight into that one side. Okay? So when we stand, I want you to go ahead and stand up using that armrest. And we're just going to rest our hands on the side of that cane.
Perfect. So you see how the top is right in line with the wrist? I want you and your wife to always make sure that's where it's placed when you go to use it around the house, okay? So when we go to use this cane, we're gonna place the cane first, yep, and then we're gonna take a step with our left leg, our bad leg is gonna go first, so you can put that weight, and then follow with your right. Okay, can I see one more? Perfect. Now we're just gonna go ahead over to the kitchen and feed our cats, okay? Alrighty. Alrighty, and now that we made it over to your cat food, I just wanna see how you typically would feed your cats, okay?
Okay.
So just go through the motions for me.
So my wife puts the food in here, but that's all she does because she doesn't like doing this.
Okay.
So I scoop. Try to keep that. And pull it over here. That's just I can't get it to all go in the bowl.
Okay.
And then my wife gets mad. She's cleaning up a mess.
Yeah, does that happen often when you're trying to do the cat food?
Yeah, more times than not.
Okay, have you guys introduced or have you been taught any new strategies to try and help this be an easier task for you?
No, I don't know any way else to do it.
Okay, well that's what I want to cover next because I want you to be able to do this independently by yourself without any assistance from your wife or making a mess all over the counter. Okay, so we'll go back over to the chair and we'll talk about some devices you can use. Okay, Ed, so I brought some adaptive equipment. Oops. I brought some adaptive equipment with me that I want us to try, okay? To see if it helps dressing be a little bit easier. Okay? So can I first see how you currently take off your shirt or your flannel?
Sure.
Okay. Is that pretty difficult for you on a day-to-day basis?
Pretty tiring.
Okay, it looks like it was pretty tiring, which is why I want to introduce this. Okay, I think this is going to help us quite a bit. It's called a dressing stick, and it's an adaptive equipment. And research shows that this device right here is going to help give you more independence. It's going to increase safety, fatigue, and it's also going to help with that caregiver burden. So how you mentioned that you don't want your wife to have to help you all the time. This is really gonna help increase your independence so she doesn't have to do that, okay? So I'm gonna show you I'm gonna demonstrate how to use this, and then I want you to demonstrate back to me, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that shirt from you. So we're just gonna put your shirt on like you normally would because you said you're pretty good at putting on your shirt. It's taking off, that's hard.
I'd say.
Okay, so once your shirt is on, we're gonna take the dressing stick in our left hand, okay? And this is just gonna help give a little extra support and increase that lever length of your arm so we can get up to that shoulder, okay? So with this white angle right here, we're gonna grab where your shoulder is and we're just gonna slide that right off. Okay? And I know you have good strength and range of motion in this arm, so it shouldn't be too hard. And this stick is really gonna help with safety and limit that fatigue. Okay? So I'm gonna have you go ahead and put this flannel on for me because I wanna see how you get it on. That was really good. Good job.
Yeah, pretty easy that way. And I
Yeah.
usually don't do the buttons, like I said
Okay.
earlier. But yeah.
But you said you want to do the buttons,
Yeah.
right? You want to be able to?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so since you said that really fast, while we have the shirt on, I want to introduce a button hook. Since that fine motor is pretty difficult in your left hand, we're going to use this button hook, and the same as the dressing stick, it's really going to increase that independence. And because it has a built-up grip, it's going to help be able to hold on a lot better. Okay? And that's just what best evidence says, is this is gonna help you be more independent and help limit that, excessive movement in your fingers, okay? So with this button hook, I want you to hold it in your left hand. So we're gonna hold it in our left hand, good, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this little device around the button, okay? And actually, take that back. We're gonna slip this through this hole right here, okay? You're gonna slip it through the hole, and then you're gonna wrap it around the button. It was. Alrighty, so now what I want you to do is you can hold on to this part with your right hand, and we're just gonna slip that button right through.
Oh, cool.
Look how easy that is.
Like I didn't do anything.
Can you try and do that button by yourself?
Yeah. Whoa.
Perfect.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Addicting.
Makes it a whole lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What else did you want to do?
You can keep going if that's what you want to do. Getting some extra practice in.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna take that shirt off so we can see the dressing stick and so you don't get too hot, okay?
All right.
So I'm gonna demonstrate how to take it off now. So basically we're gonna do the same thing except the opposite way. So I want you to hold it with your right hand this time, and we're gonna go through the hole. Yep. And I want you to wrap around that button. Yep, just like that.
Cool.
Perfect. You wanna switch items with me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember how to hold the dressing stick and how to use it?
It went in my back hand, right?
Correct. You're gonna hold it with your left hand, and then we're gonna slide it off the shoulder.
Armpit area.
Yep. Awesome.
Boom.
Is that a whole lot easier for
Yeah, I
you?
don't have to make as many motions.
Yeah, it looked easier, a little bit less fatigue.
Just give me a lot more leverage with my bad arm.
Perfect. So I think these are gonna be two items that are gonna be really important for you to incorporate in your daily routine.
Okay.
And I'll give you a little bit more information about those in a little bit, okay? The next thing I wanna address is how you're putting on your shoes.
Yeah, that's hard.
Okay, what makes it hard for you to put them on right now?
Well, I can't with this afro, this AFO guy. I just can't get in by myself. It's too much work. So my wife has to adjust the strings and do it for me. Because the one time I tried to do it by myself, it took me like 3 hours.
Oh, that's no
I
fun.
take long breaks. It's
Spending
hard.
your time doing that.
Yeah, I was so tired.
I bet. So that's where this is gonna come into play, okay? It's called a long-handled shoehorn.
Okay.
And just as the other adaptive equipment, evidence for this shows that it's really gonna help increase that independence when sliding your foot into your shoe, and it's also gonna limit the amount of bending that you're gonna have to do. Because you have a little bit of loss of balance and you've had some falls, we don't want to be bending super far over to put that shoe on.
Okay.
Okay, so the first adaptation I wanna do you typically try and put your shoe on with your AFO already on?
Yes.
Okay, so I think what's gonna be easiest is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take that AFO off.
Okay.
Can you show me how you take it off?
Yeah. Sorry, miss, I got hairy legs.
That's okay, I do too. Okay, so I'm gonna demonstrate first and then I wanna have you try, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put the AFO already in the shoe,
Okay.
okay? So then that way we can just slide the foot right in, okay? So, can you go ahead and put that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna set the shoe however best. If you can hold it with your hand, that's fine.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, and then we can set it on the ground. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna place this long-handled shoehorn in front of the AFO, okay? And I want you to go ahead and I want you to, yep, just how you would normally put your shoes on.
Cool.
Was that a lot easier than how you would normally do it?
I got it on.
Yeah, you did, and it was pretty fast too.
It was.
I think these are gonna be a key in the time management it takes you to put on these shoes, especially starting with the AFO already in the shoe.
Yeah, that's a huge help.
And the metal on this just helps your foot slide into it a little bit
Very
better.
stable, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, along with the other two, I'm gonna give you some information on these items just so you can purchase them on your own if you'd like to, and give you some options on prices and then where to get them from. Okay, sound okay?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Alrighty, Ed, now that we've finished all of our assessments and activities from today, I just wanna go over a few resources, okay? So, I know we already talked about, the dressing stick and the button hook and your cane, but I wanted to give you a few resources for you to be able to purchase them, okay? So with this button hook, do you have access to Wi-Fi and Amazon?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. So all of these items, except for the cane, are gonna be found on Amazon, okay? So it is convenient and it comes in super fast. So with this or with the button hook, it's gonna be $8.99 if that's reasonable for you to be able to purchase.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, perfect. A couple things that we wanna make sure that you're aware of when we're using this, if you're gonna purchase it at home, okay? So with the dressing stick, if you are not able to that day, if you're having some difficulty gripping the button hook, I don't want you to focus super hard on that and increase the chances of dropping it and then having to bend over and pick it up off the ground.
Okay.
Okay? So we just wanna be careful with that aspect, alrighty?
Okay.
So now moving on to the dressing stick. So this is also around $8. If that is gonna be reasonable for you to purchase that one as well.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, perfect. So with the dressing stick, kind of the same thing as the button hook. If you're not with that left hand, since you have to use the left hand on the dressing stick, if you're having difficulty with tremor, spasticity, or gripping that stick, we wanna make sure we're not using it at that time, just to increase the chances of damaging those joints or muscles or potentially dropping it on the floor and having to bend over to pick it up, okay? That one is also found on Amazon and should be at your house within a couple of days if you choose to purchase it. Okay. So then the last assistive device that I want to talk about, this is the tripod cane that we use when we were walking to go feed your cat. Did you end up liking it okay?
Yeah, it was a lot better than the other one I have.
Perfect.
More support.
Yes, it's a lot more support than the single tip cane. So with this one, unfortunately, there is not a good option on Amazon.
Okay.
But if you go to this Halo Medical's website, and I provided like the website title and then the title of the cane for you to be able to purchase it, it's $12.50 on that website. And they can also ship it to your house and it should arrive within 5 to 7 days. So it's not as fast as Amazon, but it should still be with you in a decent amount of time. Okay, and they are actually in stock right now, so if you choose to go home and order that, it should come in pretty fast.
Awesome.
Okay. So I'm gonna leave these over here for you. The thing I wanna go over is, we're gonna focus on feeding your cat really fast, okay?
Okay.
So, I noticed when we were walking over that you had a difficult time trying to balance on the table, scoop your cat food, and then put it into the other bowl. And specifically, that's where you fell in your home, was trying to feed your cat. So I want to decrease those chances of falling. and introduce an automatic cat feeder.
Okay.
So according to best evidence, assistive technology, specifically an automatic animal feeder of any kind, is gonna help decrease the chances of falling, that fatigue of having to walk up, get the food poured into the bowl all day long.
Okay.
And it's really gonna help just increase that quality of life.
Okay.
So I printed out a couple options, and these are both also on Amazon. This one right here is $34.99. So these are both gonna be a little bit more expensive than the dressing stick and the button hook. But I found you the cheapest options I could with the best reviews, okay? So this one right here is gonna be $34.99, and it can hold 6 liters of cat food, so a pretty decent amount. This one, so with, I don't know if you can tell right here, but there's a button on the front of the screen,
Okay.
and you are able to set the cat food to dispense at any certain time throughout the day. So you can set it for 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, however many times you feed your cat throughout the day,
Okay.
you can set it to automatically dispense, so you're not
Nice.
having to lift up that cat food and pour it out every single time.
Okay.
The one thing that we wanna make sure is when you are filling this, so this container has to be filled prior to dispensing.
Yeah.
So if you are the one that is having to fill this, I wanna make sure we're sitting down while we're doing it,
Okay.
Because you had a fall when you were feeding your cat, I wanna be able to work up to that independence. So let's start in sitting.
Okay.
Okay, just to make sure, we're safe when we're filling this up. So this one is also the same thing, so you're gonna set the timer, on the front of the screen. This one can hold 4 liters or 6 liters, so whichever option you decide.
Okay.
The one that I had for you, right here, so this one's $47.99. It's a little bit more expensive, but it also has more reviews and better reviews. So it's really up to you, whichever route you decide to go. They both are gonna automatically dispense the cat food, according to the time that you set it.
Okay.
Okay, so I will give these both to you. You can choose to purchase these on Amazon if you would like. They should both come in within a couple of days, if it's affordable for you to use these at your home.
Okay.
Okay?
Now, my Piper, he's really specific about his food.
Okay.
So these are, which one do people like more?
So, based on the reviews, this $47.99 one is the better option.
Okay.
More people have used it and more people talk highly about it. This one is still a really good option. All of the reviews are good. There's just not as many reviews.
Okay. Well, I think my Piper deserves the more expensive one.
He deserves the best.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Okay, well, if you wanna go home and purchase this one, you are more than welcome to. I gave you everything that you need. Amazon, the website, the title, which option should choose. So everything that you would need is on this paper right here. Okay, sound good?
Yeah.
Alrighty, I will give you all of these papers to take home with you. Do you have any other questions for me?
Nope. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome. It was great working with you today.
Yep.